Hey there, it is Sacha and Lindsay, and we're back with a super special conversation and a really sacred invitation. And we're just going to kick right off with it because this has been percolating for how long have we been talking about weaving our wisdom and offering something together, Lindsay?
I feel like it really came through in the fall of last year. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, both in young motherhood, having young children, and
yeah.
the evolution of our devotional paths. So I'm going to pass it to you to share what it is.
So Sasha and I have been co-creating a live and in the flesh retreat called Soul Sanctuary. It's a modern day mystery school retreat for the woman who is ready to embody the frequency of heaven on earth. And I'm going to say that again because I really want you to feel that in your body. For the woman ready to embody the frequency of heaven on earth. And I'll go into more details, but I really want to pause there for a minute because that's something that has been very spirit led from both Sasha and myself around our uniqueness and also the similarities of what we truly believe we're here to support humanity with, but particularly women. And this retreat feels like a homecoming for Sasha and myself in our high priestesshood of really bringing sisters together in this way to play and pray and practice in how the divine wants to express through us. And so much of what we really believe is this merging and bridging of our humanity and our divinity and what that actually means to be a soul housed in this body. So I'll pass it back over to you if there's anything else you want to share.
Well, it's going to be incredible. I mean, there are no words. It's gonna be, I mean, off the hook is what came through. So I'll just say, I'm like, can I say that? That's kind of cheesy. That dates me, but it's gonna be off the hook. It's gonna be so good. It's retreats are my love language. I have been leading women's retreats since I was a teenager, and it's been a few years now. And so it feels so special to get to come to your home. It's going to be in Lindsay's retreat home in the Asheville, North Carolina area. And we both have young sons, and just this, it feels like such a gentle entry back into something that's really sacred to me, and I've evolved so much. And so thank you for this invitation to co-host with you. And it's going to be fairly intimate because there are only a certain number of rooms and beds, and so it's going to be over the 1010 portal. So the evening of October 9th through, which is Thursday, through midday on Sunday, the 12th. And what really sets this retreat apart, I believe, is, of course, Lindsay and myself, where we're non-hierarchical. We're really here in circle. Of course, we have wisdom to share, and we're really uh, calling forward women who want to create, like, in the face of everything going on in the world, and like they're turned on and called to co-create what we're calling heaven on earth. And it can be pretty bold. It's actually quite a bold stand to be such a high resonating woman, and some people misinterpret it and label it or project on it or all of the things. And so if that's you, if you tend to be a pretty positive, high resonating, visionary woman who's done a lot of work, and you're looking for who are the women that I can really shine so brightly with and not be like, taught at or like forced to do shadow work when that's not authentically what's alive, and more like, how does the divine want to express through me now? And can I share, how can I try on these gifts, these psychic gifts, or these different, and well, there's going to be a lot of magic. The women who've already stepped forward are already feeling called to contribute to the circle. So I'm really looking forward to playing and witnessing in a very embodied way. So, like, I feel such embodied power and permission for all of us to really shine bright and to see ourselves and to see each other and to then go home resourced, connected, even stronger in our energetic sovereignty to then go on to whatever is that next calling.
Mic drop. Yeah. And, I think a lot of what you and I hold is, like you said, this frequency of humility and groundedness, where there's an accessibility that we bring to the table, and also the claiming of our power, like the quickening that's happened in both of our lives of what we've been able to manifest in such a short amount of time. And people keep asking us what we're doing, and it's very similar. It looks different for the both of us, but right, it's that devotion and, like, again, the unwavering faith to continue to take the aligned action. And what that requires is nervous system regulation. It's being in our body, it's facing our feelings, it's meeting ourselves over and over again, it's having sisterhood, it's being honest, it's being direct, it's having the conversations we don't want to have, right? And what's required is communing with that holy power that resides within us. And that's what we're going to be creating together. And I'm excited to bear witness to the sisters that have already said yes, and that will continue to flow in, to receive from them, and let Sacha and I be activating in this way, but then also let all of the other sisters be activators for one another, so that we can continue to express in a way that is truly authentic. Because the world doesn't need more people that are operating in the same way, that are sharing the same things on social media, that are dressing the same way, that are sharing the same offers. What we need is that individuated self-expression. And so this is a safe container to really go there. And it's going to be fun. And it's going to be delicious. And it's going to be delightful. And there will be cuddle puddles. And there will be nature. And there will be rituals and ceremonies and everything in between.
And delicious food. We have the amazing chef that is local to Lindsay's area. And so, yeah, it's a great opportunity to come together in community, aligned community, and to give yourself the gift of space in a sacred environment, in a fun environment, in a place where all of your depth, all of you is welcome. And maybe there is something that you're struggling with or grappling with, right? We're all human. And so there will be space, of course, for that as well. And I think it's just important to note that this is not like we're like transformation, something I'm really talking with my own clients about around is like transformation through entering through the shadow versus entering through the light. And I just feel the lightness of this gathering. I feel and not minimizing the lightness. The lightness is as deep and transformational as the shadow, as the dark. And so the transformation that awaits us inside of entering a consciousness conversation through the light, through the door of the light, is really what I have found with the integrated shadow is the heaven on earth, is where the heaven on earth frequency awaits. And it's not a one size fits all. And so finding what is that frequency and how does it feel in my body and how do I come back to it? And has it changed from a previous version, or maybe you've never accessed it before? And so there's going to be a lot of magic. I just know it's the magic, the field of magic and miracles that we'll be co-creating is going to be epic.
Yeah, and what feels important to also share is like the same power that resides within us is the same power of the land here. And so really, when we start to be in relationship with this planet and feel like, wow, I'm sitting here staring at the mountains, that if you so choose to say yes to this, you'll be able to access, and really feeling that I am that, right? I am that power. I am that magnificence. I am that exquisiteness, and really allowing the elements and Mother Nature to hold us and to be that catalyst to bring that out, that dormant DNA, and to activate what's within. And that's where Sacha and I really play a lot. And so we're going to show you, when we feel depleted, when we feel exhausted, when we don't feel resourced, how we can continue, how we can refine and be able to like turn that pilot light on again of that inner power source. And Sacha and I do have a lot of fun. And of course, we have our moments, we're human, right? But for the most part, we're in the delight and joy and play of life. And we want to bring other women with us. And I believe, as a form of leadership, that it is absolutely necessary during this time to embody that level of light in a world that's trying to keep us in the gutter and showing us everything that's wrong in the world. And I will say that there's various forms of leadership, and this is why the unique self-expression is essential, because some of us are on the front lines and some of us are, doing holy work in other ways and everything in between. And Sacha and I are kind of more in the holy work realms, and we're not afraid to share that anymore and to be that, right? And we want to bring others with us that are feeling that as well.
Oh my gosh, we are in the holy work. And man, it took me 20 years to be ready to feel safe to just lead with spirituality. And
Yeah.
I have so much compassion for the sacred journey. And
Yeah.
absolutely, I love that you said that. There are so many ways. I mean,
Yeah.
there are, I say it all the time, there are as many ways to pray as there are people.
Yeah.
And uniqueness, authenticity, alignment, these are all so needed. And coming together with safe, aligned sisterhood is such a sacred shortcut to just like disconnect. I've gotten into this trap. I know I shared with you because we box for each other all the time. I'm like, I have to call myself out because I've been more active on social media. I've been consuming social media, which I
Yeah.
really hadn't been. And I was getting into this weird comparison trap. And I know that's just so normal. And I just got to, clean that up. But it can be so easy. And so having these pauses, whether it's hosting retreats or attending retreats, because I know a lot of the women called to work with us also are in their leadership and actively run circles. And so I really see this as being a circle of women who show up for other people. And this being an excellent opportunity to really receive and to turn that part off and to just and to know oh, I'm around other people who are leading in different ways. Um, and to just quiet the noise and to recalibrate. It's like a reset. That's what it feels like over this 1010 portal, a sacred reset, to just let go of anything that's not serving anymore, fill back up. We're going to be working with the elements, the land, can you tell us a little bit more about your home? And
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, so this epic home that I called in, it is meant for gathering, and the land here is very potent and very powerful and also can hold us. And it's a three-story home. There's multiple bedrooms, but there's a hot tub, there's a fire pit, there's a fireplace, there's a waterfall on site, there's panoramic mountain views. It's completely private. It's the last street up the mountain. But again, things are very accessible. Like it's a completely paved road. It's literally the perfect home for gathering, and for resting and for replenishment. If you just want to have the space, right, for free time, it's just beautiful. It's surrounded by nature, and inside there's just like natural wood everywhere, and it's just got this very warm, inviting feeling. Anybody that comes to this space can just feel that the energy is palpable. So I'm really looking forward to gathering the women in this way. And I will say that, during a time that most would say would be extremely draining, for Sacha and I, we feel extremely resourced. We've been talking about this retreat, but we literally created it in a week in terms of like finalizing everything. We went back and forth and everything came through. And that's one of the other things that we want to support people with is creating things, being of service, collaborating. And once you're in that alignment and you partner with someone that's a frequency match, how you can be in the joy. I mean, how many times have I said, I'm having so much fun, I'm in my joy? Just the amount of excitement that I've had creating this, knowing what it's going to be like when all of us are here. And we've had dreams about this. Like we've literally had prophetic dreams. We've had crazy channeled messages come in at the same week in September, and we called each other and I said, I had this come in, and you said I had this come in, and we exchanged. And so that's the level of frequency that we're playing at, where it's you can't there's no other option but to trust, because it's just so in your face, the ease and the alignment and the frequency match, and really spirit showing us this is it. You're on path. Just keep saying yes, keep following the joy, keep calling in the sacred connections. And I want to see sisters collaborate more. Some of the women who have jumped in already, they want to host their own retreats. So they're also coming so that they can make those connections and learn as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's so many things I could say in response to what you shared. I mean, there's so many directions. I'll just take a breath.
And hear the birdies in the background of Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah. The frequency match. So so many women I talk to who are so much like myself, so much like you. There's such a desire for sustainability right now. And what is sustainability and how personal that conversation is, and to feel fully alive, safe, abundant, and free. And how to turn the spiritual abundance they're experiencing here into the 3D, like how to do that. And that's so much around what you and I both are fascinated by, around embodying heaven on earth, not just having the spiritual connectivity. Yes, the prophetic dreams are amazing, and that spiritual access, but also it's like how to actually like enjoy it in this life, like
Yeah.
you said, like while you're right doing the dishes and with your kid, and like really the integration of to be here fully right now, like to tap into all the abundance and all the magic and all the joy, like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit on something really important, which is we were talking about this earlier. And so something that I know is your joy and what you live every day and what you're serving humanity with is what is actual devotion. And you and I both have such a strong connection with the practice and prayer of what devotion is for us. And also, as you mentioned, the embodiment of that devotion is also what we both carry, because a lot of people just keep chasing the prophetic experiences, the awakenings, like the next big thing. And it's in the day to day that it really matters. Like, what's the point if we're not here right now enjoying the moment? And I know for me, motherhood really anchored that in for me in deeper ways of slowing down and being in the joy and the presence and the slowness and the stillness. And I catch myself multiple times a day looking around, noticing things that I didn't notice before, taking a deep breath, taking in the moment. And that's something that took years of culminating, and I want to support people with that because I believe that's the whole point, and that is the embodiment of the frequency of heaven on earth. And I think we're modeled that we need to go somewhere else, like that ascension. Like I feel like evolution is a spiral, it's not a ladder. And so you and I are really in this place of like helping people understand that there's really nowhere to get to. It's about how can we anchor in heaven on earth here right now with our families, with our spouses, at work, when we're serving, in our own personal time. And with that, it's experiencing every resonance. So it's not only catering to the joyful moments, it's honoring the full spectrum human experiences of all the ranges of resonances and
Yeah.
experiences that we have throughout the day. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It feels, like I said, it feels like a homecoming, and I just can't wait to also receive from all the women. So it very much feels like a circle, like a spiral, where we're all going to be shining, feeling safe to do so, activating ourselves, and and getting clearer precision on what is my unique divine expression in the world and how do I get to embody that when I get home? How do I get to anchor that? How do I get to bring that into daily life?
Oh, so good. Precision is one of my favorite words. So much time and space and confidence opens up in the precision. Precision is birthed from knowing who we are and remembering why we're here, and that piece of just knowing, oh yeah, this is who I am, and this is mine, and this is not mine, and coming into that piece. And then the action that comes from that place is can be so much less. I mean, yeah, there doesn't need to be efforting.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there isn't work, but it's that, like you said, with the culmination of this retreat. I love that we waited to catch the wave.
Yeah.
We waited to like, right, because it could have been easy to like, oh my gosh, we're so excited, we want to do this, and then the forcing, and then it's like the heavy lift. It's like just like allowing the energetics to carry. So I know
Mm.
you created a beautiful flyer for our retreat. I'd love it if you could share screen and talk us through. And if you're listening to audio, the audio version of this, you can click the link below and you'll see the PDF. And if you're here watching this video, you get to watch along with us.
Beautiful. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is an actual photo of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and this is the title, Soul Sanctuary, a modern-day mystery school retreat for the woman ready to embody the frequency of heaven on earth. There we go. And so this was something that really came through Sacha, and it was an immediate full body yes in communing in the safety of sisterhood to play, pray, and practice with how the divine uniquely is desiring to express through you. So there's no forcing. It's like when we can create resolve in the body and this opportunity for an aperture, for an opening, it's like it just emerges from us. And that's the space that all of us get to like kind of pop up, right? It's like popcorn. We all just start, uniquely expressing. And again, we activate dormant DNA within one another when we do so. And as women, right? Like the power and the culmination of all of that is just extremely, extremely potent. So as Sacha mentioned, it's during the 1010 portal. It's a full harvest supermoon happening during that time. So Thursday evening, October 9th through Sunday afternoon, October 12th. My residence is just north of Asheville in Weaverville, North Carolina. It's like a 35-minute drive from the Asheville airport. So it's very, very easy to get to from the airport. And there's something about the land here. People are drawn to the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's one of the oldest and most abundant crystalline vortexes. There's actual crystal clear quartz underneath these Blue Ridge Mountains here. There is an absolute vortex here. And we believe that this is a rite of passage happening during, this autumn experience. We're also going to have opportunities to go out on hikes. And this is the premium time where people venture to this area to take in the fall leaves and to really receive the beautiful, vibrant colors of Mother Nature. So the inclusions, so pretty much everything's included except flights. We've got my gorgeous home here that I'm opening up. And again, this is why it's this like, I picture this cuddle puddle mystery school setting where we're all here in our priestessing, just like under one roof, enjoying and, playing and indulging in the land and having the privacy and having the space and the hot tub and the fire pit and the fireplace to just really like be with ourselves and to have that reset. So private home with panoramic mountain views, waterfall, fireplace, hot tub, and fire pit on site. All nourishing organic meals except just one lunch during free time where you all will have the opportunity to explore Asheville's magic if you so choose. We'll have all of these different forms of movement and somatics and embodiment, dancing, yoga, hiking. Sacha is going to delight us with a sound bath. We're going to have an opportunity for a chanting circle. There'll be a fire activation at the fire pit. We'll be doing a cacao ceremony to open our hearts and to really ground us into our bodies, to connect with the element of earth in our physical vessels. Sacha will be in her high priestess hood supporting us with a water purification ritual. And there'll be opportunities to just forest bathe, nature bathe, again, really resetting the harmonics within our vessel by connecting with nature. Of course, yours truly, Sacha, and myself are going to be your guides. And again, we're really here to be mirrors for you. And that's very important to us. We're not here coming from this hierarchical place. We really, again, just want to create this container, show you what's been working for us and what we've been committed and to devoted to over the years to support you in awakening what's ready to be awakened during this time. And this is my favorite part. Are you ready to return home with a reawakened soul in the sanctuary of your own heart? So we have our emails below. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you know how to connect with Sacha and myself on social media. Drop us a DM on Instagram or Facebook. Send us an email. We'll share pricing. We do have an early bird special right now for the month of June. We already have quite a few people stepping in. I have a feeling this is going to sell out really quickly because, again, we caught the wave, and we know that the women that are feeling the call are immediately going to say yes because it's already written in the stars, the women that are meant to gather here during this time. Anything else you want to add, Sacha?
Thank you, Lindsay. That's so beautiful. And I want to well, I don't know if you're sharing I've gotten to experience your light language activations, and they've been so profound. And so I believe you'll be gracing us with that at the retreat and other magical offerings. And so and like I said, some of the women who are stepping forward already are like, oh wow, I can, I've been doing this in private. I haven't felt safe to do this in other and wow, I can yes, I feel called. I want to be seen in this. And also what we're going to be discussing is discernment, and something that I know, Lindsay, you are really connected to around discernment of who and where and when we do share different parts of ourselves, and that isn't and the importance of that, the importance of discernment. And so again, you've already mentioned the safe space. Like, this is going to be the place of full safety and full permission, being supported by each other and by the land and by the energetic container that we'll be setting too. So if you're watching this and you've been praying for aligned community and a place to like reveal something that maybe you've been experiencing behind closed doors recently or for quite a long time, and want to be witnessed in it, to be able to commune with the wisdom and the intelligence inside of that way that the divine is expressing and wants to express itself through you without attachment to what happens next, or to, right, like monetizing it or like putting pressure on it. This is definitely the place to come. And it's going to be, I just know it's going to be phenomenal what happens when we come together.
Yeah, I think I'll just close with this, because this is really the message that's emerging as you're sharing this is, light language for me is the language of the soul. And it wasn't something that if you're familiar with it, and if you're unfamiliar with it, come join us and you'll experience it. And it wasn't something that I was actively desiring or seeking. And it kind of happened spontaneously, and there was a lot of confusion, and there was a lot of fears that came up associated with it. And I can feel the emotions bubbling up. And now I'm recognizing why we're creating this, because Sacha's been in multiple containers with me privately and in sisterhood groups where I have practiced being in the safety of sisterhood and like receiving warmth and love in my authenticity. And that's what's required before we start to share it with our clients or our loved ones, or perhaps publicly. And I've practiced in the safety of sisterhood. I've practiced at home with my husband. I've practiced with other friends. And I've practiced on social media. I've practiced on the podcast. And why I've practiced, and I know you've done similar things as well, I don't feel the need to share my light language publicly. I believe that it comes to me as how the divine expresses through me, and then I integrate it and I share it in words. That's how I receive my information. However, I've practiced by playing in what would it look like if I did this embodiment dance on social media and just let myself be myself. What would happen if I shared a little blip of light language on an Instagram live or a podcast, so that I could get the feedback that I'm still here, I'm safe, nothing bad happened. And so it's really important that we start in these containers where we're held, where we're seen, where we're accepted, where we're fully safe to be in that divine expression, so that we can then start to catch that discernment of, how does this want to express, to whom, and how often. So oftentimes I stretch myself by sharing in ways that aren't authentic for me to share all the time, but it's an opportunity for me to just get the feedback of like, okay, I didn't die. I didn't get persecuted this time. This is the safest time to be alive on the planet to express in this way. And my family still loves me. My husband didn't divorce me. My friends are still here. My clients are loving the transmissions. People are receiving them and feeling shifts happening. I get to trust that. So thank you for giving me the space to share that, Sacha, because if I didn't have those sisterhood containers, I wouldn't probably be having this conversation here with you, opening up my home to support women in that as well. So, yeah.
I agree 100%. And I'll close with this. The light, right? The evolution of shadow works, the integrated light experience is just as confronting as shadow work.
Whew.
And
Yes,
yes,
if not more.
right. And so yeah, embodying something as right profound as declaring, yes, I am I'm a yes for embodying the frequency of heaven on earth. There's going to be stuff that, woo, like, can I feel this good? How good will I let myself feel? How good will I let it get? And so I really see you, and I know you see me, and it's such a fulfilling path. It's so fulfilling to do this with the right other women. And so I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for you. If you're still listening and watching, message Lindsay or I. Let's just go back and forth, audio message or text conversation, and let's see if you're meant to be part of this circle.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you,
Anything you
Sacha.
want to say? Or are you complete?
No, I feel complete. I feel like you really hit the nail on the head with, it takes courage to, you're kind of coming back full circle to what you said in the beginning. It takes courage to shine our light in this way and to take up space in this way. And it's confronting for a lot of people. And this is what I believe our medicine is for the planet right now. And what a gift that we get to do this. And during this 1010 portal with all of these women harnessing the power of like doing this sacred grid work at that moment in time, it's so much bigger than just our individuated missions. And so if you're feeling the call, I invite you to just explore it, even if fears are coming in or how am I going to make this work? Sacha and I have been in those positions too, and just follow that impulse and we'll support you in making an aligned decision for all.
Absolutely. And in just one closing thought, because I'm thinking of a few sisters who I think will be called to come who have young babies and partners. And so there are Airbnbs nearby. We have slightly different rate for people who either live in the area and or want to come with your family and have your partner watch your child, and you come for the different portions. And so reach out to us and we'll be able to answer any questions that come up. So all right. Thank you, Lindsay. This is so amazing.
And our husbands will be there supporting us, so there'll be many other partners. So if that feels aligned for you and you would like to have your family unit be supported in that way, Sacha and I can support you as well with that. All right, sending blessings. Mwah.